Hello. A question that comes around many times when Fridays are short, like this time of the year, and one wants to go shopping not for the purpose of Shabbat on that very Friday. Is it permitted? It's especially relevant when it's a Black Friday. Black Friday is a big shopping day, and one wants to take advantage of those big bargains. One may go and shop for things that are not for the purpose of Shabbat. For Shabbat, one can go and shop whenever he likes, even close to Shabbat. But when it gets to other items that are not for the purpose of Shabbat, not for the honor of Shabbat, is one permitted to go and have those things, buying them on Shabbat, on Erev Shabbat? The answer is that we found in Shulchan Aruch in Siman Resh Nun Aleph that one is not allowed to do a melacha, one is not allowed to do types of work that require involvement and attention and time. It's time consuming if it's 2.5 hours before Shabbat and on. Before that time, one is permitted. Although there's machloket whether the Isur starts from Mincha Gdola or Mincha Ktana. Mincha Gdola would be from half hour after midday, and Mincha Ktana is 2.5 hours before the night. L'halacha, most poskim and the Mishnah Berurah bring down that it is 2.5 hours before Shabbat. Accordingly, one may go shopping up to that time and do as he wishes, as he wants. From then on, one should restrict himself and not go. But the truth is that when we're dealing with shopping, that could be very different, because the halacha only restricts doing work, and shopping is called pragmatia. It's a type of business. One is allowed to have his store, his business open even close to Shabbat, up to very close to Shabbat, that he'll have time to go home and prepare whatever he needs for Shabbat. But even after those time of 2.5 hours Mincha Ktana, one is allowed to have his business open. And what we restricted before is only doing work that requires actual work, which means, for example, a person that sews clothing, a person that's involved in building, like a carpenter, things that involved work, one that wants to sew a button. So one should refrain from such things. But if it's business, keeping your store open, and even more so shopping, that would be permitted. More than that, this is not something that actually always require a lot of attention. One can easily just go in and out quickly and would not be under that restriction. Although this will be permitted up to close to Shabbat. The Mishnah Berurah in Siman Resh Samech screams about those ladies that delay in stores close to Shabbat, and that could come to the Isur of Chilul Shabbat. So therefore, when we're dealing with shopping, one is permitted to definitely go shopping up to that time of Mincha Ktana, even though it's not shopping for Shabbat, up to Mincha Ktana, 2.5 hours before the night. From then on, although it's permitted if one has Shabbat ready, but it's not the correct thing to do, and one should refrain. If one shops from his own home, let's say online, that could have a different implications, that could be a little bit more lenient, but we are dealing with actually going to the stores and shopping.